Audio Jungle.
Manchester woman found with knife stuck in her neck pronounced dead at hospital. A 52-year-old woman was murdered in Manchester. Dead is Doreen Davy of New Hope District. Reports are that about 6:15 a.m., residents stumbled upon Davy suffering from a wound to the head and a knife lodged in her neck. The police were summoned and she was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Investigators say an individual is being questioned in relation to the killing. 28 people have been murdered in Manchester since the start of the year. Armored truck driver wanted in 15 million ABM theft at St. Andrews Supermarket. A security officer is wanted in connection with a 15 million robbery of an automated banking machine ABM at a supermarket in St. Andrew on Sunday. Reporters understand that about 9 a.m., the suspect, who is employed as a driver of a popular security company, and 4 of his co-workers went to service an ABM at the shopping facility when he was left in the armored truck. On the return of the driver's colleagues to the vehicle, it was discovered that he was missing. Upon the review of security footage, it is alleged that the driver was seen at the back of the vehicle with a backpack and later leaving the compound with the same bag. Attempts to reach the suspect have reportedly proven futile, and he has not been seen or heard from since. The Halfway Tree police are investigating. Police locate 14-year-old mother and her 10-month-old daughter in Manchester. Police have located 14-year-old Kenala Byrne and her 10-month-old daughter, Cara Burton, in Mandeville, Manchester, one day after they reported missing from their home in Pepper District, St. Elizabeth. The teen, otherwise called KK, and her baby, known as Blessing, were the suspect of a high alert issue on Sunday. Police say they were located in Mandeville on Monday. 2 other 14-year-olds who were reported missing were found in that company. Kenala and her baby were handed over to the police in Santa Cruz in St. Elizabeth. The 2 were later released into the custody of Kenala's guardians and are to attend court in St. Elizabeth. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency was also notified about the matter. Health officials warn of malaria in Haitians who landed illegally. With 3 of 30 Haitians who landed on Portmore Shore in late September testing positive for malaria, medical officers are again urging members of the public to hand over illegal immigrants as they are potential health risks. All 3 were adult males. All 3 males were asymptomatic, that is, they have no symptoms. These findings underscore the importance of disease surveillance being conducted among persons who enter our country from jurisdiction where infectious diseases of public health significance are circulating, said Chief Medical Officer for Health, Dr. Sharon Lewis. She was speaking during last Thursday's monthly meeting of the Portland Municipal Corporation. Dr. Lewis noted that malaria is just one of the areas of worry. 2 infectious diseases of public health concern, which are circulating in Haiti, are malaria and cholera. Fortunately, none of the Haitians who have come to the parish of Portland has been diagnosed with cholera, she noted. The most recent boatload of Haitians being referred landed on Ross Craig in eastern Portland on September 22nd and left the beach shortly after. The local police launched a search, and by 3:15 p.m., 10 of them were found. By the next day, the number has risen to 30, and they were all taken to Port Antonio Health Center for health checks. 10% of those screened had malaria. Dr. Lewis noted that in recent years up to 2024, all malaria tests on Haitians illegally entering Portland had resulted negative results. The recent change is cause for concern. In addition to the 3 most recent positive results, 4 of 85 malaria tests done on Haitians have had previously made their way by boats to Jamaica have indicated the presence of the disease. I therefore implore our citizens to hand over all displaced Haitians who may have entered their communities through unofficial forms and who are not screened by the health team to the police so that they can be taken to the health team for screening, the medical officer urged. There is a very serious risk for the reintroduction of malaria and possible cholera if displaced Haitians remain in our communities without receiving the necessary health assessments. The health department has, however, conducted terminal plugging into the area where the Haitian landed and at the location where they were possessed, We will also be paying close attention to the breeding sites, the vector of malaria parasite, to implement the necessary public health measures at active breeding sites across the parish to reduce the risk of transmission. The cooperation of the public is vital to our success in preventing the reintroduction of malaria and other diseases into Jamaica, she noted. Dr. Lewis added that the health department was informed that all 30 Haitians were sent back, along with 5 others who were found. Health Ministry records 4 dengue-related deaths between 2024 and 2025. The Health Ministry said 4 dengue-related deaths were recorded between last year and this year. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the disclosure in Parliament yesterday. Dr. Tufton stated the ministry usually sees a spike in dengue cases towards the end of the year, but the current numbers are below the normal threshold. The minister noted that there is a concerned increase in mosquito population.
Data from the National Surveillance Unit indicates that dengue fever activity is low as of the week October 11, 2025. Year to date, there have been some 379 dengue cases for 2025, much fewer than when compared to the similar period last year where we had 1,819 for the same period in 2024. And there was also 2 dengue deaths last year, and so far for 2025, 2 this year. The yearly pattern of dengue in Jamaica shows a distinct seasonality, with the highest incidence of cases being seen in the latter part of the year, peaking around October. As of the 13th of October 2025, the number of dengue cases has been below the normal epidemic threshold since September 2024. To date, there have been 23 dengue cases recorded for the month of September, suspected and confirmed that is, and this is well below the epidemic threshold of a similar period where we had some 257. So you would have to get to 257 or more to get to that epidemic threshold. So we're well within that. At the same time, Jamaica is currently experiencing a notable increase in mosquito population across multiple species, particularly nuisance mosquitoes. And we refer to nuisance mosquitoes as domestic species that are here with us, have always been here with us, but they do not carry the virus itself. The recent shift from drought to intense rainfall has created ideal conditions for mosquito breeding. When in drought, we often turn to water storage practices that unintentionally create breeding sites, so the use of drums, tanks, buckets. When rains return, these containers, along with clogged drains, discarded items, and natural depressions, become filled with water, triggering explosive mosquito breeding sites.
Portmore councillors sound alarm over unapproved asphalt plant in Dyke Road. The erection of an asphalt plant along Dyke Road in Portmore, St. Catherine, has sparked outrage among councillors who say the facility is being built without the necessary approvals from the Portmore Municipal Corporation. At last Wednesday's general meeting of the corporation, Waterford Division Councillor Fenley Douglas revealed that no approval was granted for the construction of the plant, which is reported being developed near several residential communities including Waterford. From my understanding, the developer of the plant started construction and they are now on building 2, while no approval was granted, Douglas told the meeting. My understanding also is that a stop order was served by council ordering the developers to cease and desist. However, they continued to build, disregarding the notice from the municipal corporation. Douglas warned that residents of the division and nearby communities face serious health risks from the toxic fumes that could be generated once the plant becomes operational. While I support local economic development, I am also cognizant that such a plant in the middle of populated communities cannot be good for the citizenry, he stated. Douglas said he had consulted environmental experts who confirmed his worst fears about the potential dangers, including cancer. He also raised concern about the possible decline in property value for homes in the surrounding areas. He stressed that as a councillor, he has a fiduciary duty to safeguard the well-being of his constituents. For the people of Portmore, I am begging that this council use its power to stop this imminent danger to the citizens, Douglas pleaded. In response, Portmore Mayor Leon Thomas assured that council that action has already been taken to address the situation. The necessary notices have been served, and we will take this matter to our lawyers for further action. We are also calling on the National Environment and Planning Agency, the agency with responsibility for environment, to come on board, Thomas stated. I know that our officers have visited the site and served the necessary notices, and we will send a follow-up letter. It can't be that the smaller man will adhere to the notices of the municipality, but the person who believes that they have the resources can bypass the municipality will not stand for this, Thomas assured. Efforts by reporters to get a comment from the individuals responsible for the construction and operation of the asphalt plant proved unsuccessful, as repeated attempts to make contact were met with no response. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.